Hi, my name is Sho Kosugi.
Sho Kosugi is a Japanese actor, legendary martial artist of various styles, producer, and screenwriter. A former karate champion of Japan, he gained popularity as an actor in the 80s and won the hearts of millions of viewers from around the world. We'll tell you about the life of the top screen ninja of all time in this video.
Let's take a look.
Sho Kosugi. What happened to Hollywood's top ninja? Sho Kosugi, full name Shoichi Kosugi, was born on June 17, 1948 in the Central District of Tokyo, the capital of Japan. He was the youngest and only son in a fisherman's family. He had two older sisters. From birth, the boy had health problems. Due to a hole in his lung, he was very weak. The family was very poor, and instead of treating the child in the hospital, the parents took little Sho to the nearest karate class where he was the youngest. Thus, at the age of 5, Sho began to study martial arts, which, however, in this opinion, was very late. Despite poverty and hardship, his mother encouraged her son's desire to exercise by promising to give him a piece of candy at the end of the week if he practiced hard. At first, it was 15-minute training sessions once a week, as the boy couldn't handle more stress. At the age of 6, he enrolled in an acting school in Tokyo where he studied for 6 months before being expelled. Complaining about his hyperactivity, teachers said that because of his lack of patience, he could never become an actor. When Sho was 7 years old, he met a man by the name of Yamamoto-san, who lived in the neighborhood. Many sources describe him as a quiet 70-year-old man whom neighbors were wary of as a weird old man. Parents of the future celebrity did not welcome the communication of their son with the suspicious elderly neighbor, but every day after school, the boy came to visit him and they had a long conversation about the ninja art. Recalling this, Kosugi said that during his visits, the senior acquaintance would show him his collection of weapons and teach him how to handle them. For the next 5 years, Yamamoto discreetly taught the boy the skill of ninjutsu, and then suddenly disappeared. Nobody heard from him ever since. Attending a private high school at Nihon University, in addition to karate, kendo, judo, aikido, and kobudo, young Sho practiced archery and was also interested in baseball. During those years, he dreamed of becoming a university baseball league player in the All Japan University Baseball Federation and linking his future with the sport. As for martial arts, candy bribery was no longer required by then. Sho passionately kept mastering them. Persistent training led to the fact that at the age of 18, the boy received the title of All Japan Karate Champion. After completing his high school education, he tried twice to enroll in the local Keio University but failed the admission test both times. This had a negative impact on the young man's psycho-emotional state. He became depressed and wanted to end his own life. Sho was planning to throw himself into the river that ran nearby his house. He even came up with a plan and started to implement it, but just in time, he remembered the words of his sister, who advised him to try to succeed abroad. Inspired by her words and the Green Hornet series with Bruce Lee, he decided to travel to the United States. Sho asked his sister to buy him a ticket, which cost $120 at the time, and flew to the US with virtually no money and no return ticket, as his sister couldn't cover its costs. Lack of English language skills led to the fact that after arriving at Los Angeles International Airport, the guest from the land of the rising sun got on the wrong bus and ended up in one of the least safe areas of the city, which almost turned into a tragedy. With his 2 suitcases in his hands and a camera around his neck, the guy looked like a tourist. Soon, he was surrounded by 3 tough guys. They offered to carry Sho's suitcases. Without seeing a catch, he let them do it. A few moments later, realizing what was happening, the young Japanese man tried to take back his belongings from them. Then, one of the troublemakers took a knife out of his jacket and attacked the future celebrity. Fortunately, the attacker was drunk, and Kosugi had no trouble knocking him down with one punch, after which the rest of the gang scattered. one of the passers-by observing the scene called the police, and Sho was taken to the station in handcuffs as the police thought he was the attacker. Fortunately, this didn't lead to any more trouble, as there were witnesses who confirmed that Kosugi was defending himself. However, the bandit, after the meeting with the Japanese tourist, ended up in a hospital bed. Because of the language barrier, Kosugi was extremely poor. Sometimes his diet was just water. After realizing the importance of English, Sho spent several months learning it and began studying at Pasadena City College before attending UCLA, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in economics. In order to pay for his education and not starve to death, he had to work 20-hour days at 5 jobs. When possible, he went to numerous auditions to get a role as an extra, dreaming of eventually becoming a successful actor and improving his English for this purpose. In addition, Sho refined his fighting skills by training under renowned master Fumio Demura. For several years, Kosugi participated in shows held at various locations in Southern California. These colorful theatrical performances included a wide variety of martial arts, including karate, kobudo, and kendo. And in the same period, Sho had the idea to save up money and open his own karate dojo with a friend. Meanwhile, the Tokyo native has competed in karate tournaments in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. By 1974, he had won over 660 trophies and cups, including winning the Los Angeles Karate Open for 3 consecutive years, 1972 through 1974. Simultaneously, Kosugi taught martial arts and began dating a young Chinese woman, Shuk Kim Chen, whom he met through an English language school. For a time, he taught his craft to her as well. After graduation in 1973, Sho and Shuk married, and in the fall of 1974, they had a son, Kane, who began training at 18 months old. From the age of 3, the boy practiced karate. From 3.5, he did gymnastics, and from the age of 4, he began to master kendo. Kane holds a black belt in karate and is also proficient in judo, wushu, and taekwondo. He eventually connected his life with acting. The same year, 1974, Kosugi Sr. played his first movie role, appearing in the crime drama The Godfather Part 2 in Francis Ford Coppola's iconic movie. He flashed by in one of the episodes as a passerby in a coat. After that, the aspiring actor started knocking on all the doors where they could notice him and give him a job in a movie. However, the next movie in which he played an episodic role came out only 2 years later. It was the martial arts movie Bruce Lee Fights Back from the Grave. Then, in the spring of 1976, Sho Kosugi and his wife had their second son born. The happy parents named the boy Shane. By the way, the actor began to introduce him to martial arts from 3.5 years old. Meanwhile, Sho tried appearing in action films from Asian studios, but it didn't bring in much money, as did filming in the 1978 family sports comedy The Bad News Bears Go to Japan. This lasted for several years until Mike Stone found him and offered the gifted Japanese actor to star in the action movie Dance of Death, where he and other martial artists were supposed to portray silent ninjas, that is, to become extras. As a result of auditioning 600 applicants, they selected 6 stuntmen. One of them was Kosugi, but the producer and director of the picture liked the movements of the young Japanese man so much that they rewrote the script and gave him the role, and later changed the title to Enter the Ninja.
My ancestors were samurai from Iga. I come from great warrior family.
Cole has come all the way from overseas to study with us. He has mastered ninjutsu.
He is a ninja. He is no ninja.
By the way, Michael Stone was removed from filming because of a scandal with the management of the project. After the movie premiered in the summer of 1981, in which Kosugi appeared as the villainous ninja Hasagawa, he was praised for his skillful execution of the dangerous waterfall jump scene. Sho gained his first fans, and a wave of ninjutsu craze swept across America. A sequel was soon put into production. Action film Revenge of the Ninja was filmed from September to November 1982 in Salt Lake City, Utah, although according to the script, the movie takes place in Los Angeles, where the shooting was supposed to take place. However, the project management felt that the work process would be cheaper if they moved the filming location to another state where it was easier to obtain a number of necessary approvals from local authorities. The movie itself, in which Sho played the lead role, was a technical advisor and director of fight scenes, was released in 1983.
It's a ninja, professional soldier, specializing in espionage and assassination.
Worst bastards the world's ever known, right?
It's a common misunderstanding that the ninja were all evil, but not accurate.
Initially, the duration of the movie was 2 hours, but at the insistence of the production team and some censors, it was reduced to 90 minutes, cutting out the most gory and explicit scenes, which made the plot less smooth and logical. Interestingly enough, the final fight between the character played by Sho Kosugi and the main antagonist took 2 weeks to film. According to director Sam Furstenberg, the reason for this was the large number of special effects and technical difficulties, not to mention hanging on the wall of the building at the height of the 20th floor and filming from a helicopter. Meanwhile, fate favored the actor not only in his professional career but also in his personal life. The actor had a daughter, Aisha, who became a professional golfer. Meanwhile, on the wave of success of the first 2 films about the Japanese warrior, the shooting of the third movie began. Released in the fall of 1984, the film Ninja 3: The Domination brought a native of Japan wide fame, and the world was embraced by a widespread fascination with the martial art of ninjutsu.
Will you die?
Not if the spirit leaves you and returns to his body. Then I will destroy him, and you will be safe.
In the same year, NBC released the adventure series The Master, where Kosugi played the ninja warrior Okasa. He was also the stunt coordinator and ninja choreographer.
You are a ninja. Kill your enemy, as you've always done.
Never again.
The project did not attract a large enough audience to remain on the air for very long and was canceled after 13 episodes. In 1985, Sho Kosugi played a major role in the action movie 9 Deaths of the Ninja, featuring his young sons.
The compass here. I don't lie.
Good. Then, no bad dreams.
I can't sleep. I'm busy. I have...
At the same time, a tutorial home video called Masterclass was released, where Sho showcases ninja techniques in his production. He then appeared as ninja master Akira Saito in the film Pray for Death.
Do ninjas still exist?
Ninjas? No, of course not.
Dad, you must be watching too many ninja movies.
That's what I thought.
In Norway, the cinema version of this action film was banned from theaters due to excessive violence. A home video release appeared in 1986, which was later banned as well. Meanwhile, martial arts fans could watch the video Ninja Theater, hosted by Sho Kosugi, featuring fights choreographed by the actor. Soon, he appeared in a television commercial for the Honda Hurricane sport bike. Then, Sho's filmography was expanded with the American action film Rage of Honor, in which he not only brilliantly performed the lead role, but also acted as a martial arts director.
When I come back here, I promise you, you will know the traitor's name.
You're looking for revenge.
No, just honor.
This was followed by the comedy drama Aloha Summer and the action movie Black Eagle. In the latter, Kosugi co-starred with Jean-Claude Van Damme and was responsible for the fight choreography. Notably, the roles of the sons of Sho's character, CIA agent Ken Taney, were played by his sons Kane and Shane.
You think I'm going to walk into that? You are out of your mind. I'm going to meet my kids.
That's exactly what you're going to do, Ken.
I know that tone of voice.
In addition, the prominent Japanese actor has worked as a fight choreographer for the horror film Diamond Ninja Force. In 1989, the movie Blind Fury premiered in Germany, where Sho played a small role as a Japanese Yakuza member. The main role was played by Rutger Hauer, who took sword lessons from Kosugi.
Japanese, huh?
Interestingly enough, the American release of the movie was only a year later. In 1990, the documentary The Best of the Martial Arts Films was released, which is a collection of the best movie scenes from the relevant movies, and of course, it included Sho. By the early 90s, the popularity of martial arts films in the United States had plummeted, prompting Kosugi to return to Japan, where he appeared in numerous martial arts television productions, meeting with his fans and giving interviews to various Japanese media outlets. In addition, visiting his native country allowed him to network with film producers, and he was given the opportunity to establish Sho Kosugi Corporation in Tokyo, the main purpose of which was to raise funds for future projects and to present and distribute them in Japan. There, he also starred in the 1991 historical adventure action film Journey of Honor.
What is this?
Pickled calf's brains.
The Hollywood Ninja performed not only in the usual acting role, but was also involved as a producer of the film. Moreover, he wrote the script for the movie, in which, by the way, also starred his son Kane. Following the military historical theme, in 1993, Sho started a new project called Winds of the Ryukyu Islands. The series, which broke local ratings records upon its release, ran for 6 months on Japanese TV. The multi-episode movie starring Kosugi as a martial arts master and his son Kane as the master's apprentice tells the story of how the Ryukyu Islands were annexed by Japan. The actor then appeared in the crime drama Drug Connection and voiced the character Ultraman Powered for the first episode of the Japanese dubbing series Ultraman the Ultimate Hero, filmed in the tokusatsu genre, which is Japanese for special effects. After that, Sho directed the 2-part movie The Fighting King, starring his son Kane Kosugi. In 1994, the actor appeared as a guest on the 28th and 29th episodes of the Japanese television series Ninja Sentai Keiku Ranger, making the episodes super popular. By the way, 53 episodes of the show featured Kane, and in the episodes noted above, he starred with his famous father. It's worth noting that by that time, Kosugi Sr. had opened his own fan club in Tokyo, which was already operating in the United States. Within a fairly short period of time, Sho Kosugi Ninja Company sold a large number of copies of his movies, as well as ninja weapons and costumes. From 1996 to 1998, the international cable network broadcast shows in which Sho talked about various martial arts and his ninja aerobics method. His show featured martial artists from Japan, China, Korea, and other Asian countries. While in Japan, Sho was approached by several local publishers to write about his experiences, starting with his arrival in the United States as a young man. Some of the books released are only available to the residents of the Land of the Rising Sun. After returning to the U.S. in the late 90s, he fulfilled his longtime dream of founding the Sho Kosugi Institute in Hollywood, where talented youth could study gymnastics, acting, singing, fight scene choreography and martial arts, English, and traditional Japanese taiko drumming. He acted not only as the director of his facility, but was also an instructor in several groups where he conveyed his philosophical approach in practice to his trainees as follows. The art of combat is first and foremost the art of disappearing. Sometime later, branches of the Sho Kosugi Institute opened in several cities in Japan, including Tokyo and Osaka. The training course was aimed at Asian actors looking to break into the mainstream U.S. movie market. In 1998, the famous master founded the Taiko Ninja Group in California, whose members combined taiko training with martial arts and elements of acrobatics. Sho really wanted his son Kane to take on some of the institute's duties, but the guy was not interested in his father's business. He was drawn to acting. He moved to Japan, where he resumed his acting career. Because of this, Kosugi stopped talking to his eldest son for several years. In 1998, using motion capture technology, Sho played Rikimaru in the PlayStation game Tenchu Stealth Assassins, which was released in the US and Japan. Meanwhile, the students of his Ninja Taiko group often performed at public events in Los Angeles, and one day, director Chuck Russell noticed them. Thanks to him, some of them appeared in the action-adventure movie The Scorpion King, with Sho as the taiko choreographer. Taiko Ninjas soon inspired a stage show called the Ninjas from Hollywood Japan Tour 2001, and a year later, he showed an updated version of the show featuring himself and his youngest son, Shane. By the way, he, like Kane, has settled in Japan, where he is engaged in the training of stuntmen, but hardly ever appears in movies. In 2008, the Hollywood Ninja released a DVD of his original self-training exercises, Sho Kosugi's Let's Towel Size, and starred in its commercials. In 2009, Sho divorced his wife but made peace with his son by attending his wedding and pleased fans with a return to cinema. He played the main villain in the action film Ninja Assassin.
This is the power of the Osunu clan. This is the way of the ninja.
According to some reports, his private martial arts school closed in 2012. As he got old, Kosugi stated, "Today, I can only play a former ninja, but I'd rather not play anyone." He also believes that Europeans will never be able to understand ninja philosophy. Nevertheless, being retired, he gets up at the crack of dawn, exercises to keep his body and mind in shape, and drinks several liters of water every day. In May 2017, the first novel by Sho Kosugi was released, Yin Yang Code: The Drums of Tenkaibo. That same year, a compilation disc of his classes and workshops on ninjas were released on DVD, entitled The Art of Hollywood Ninja Action Filmmaking. Soon, the second part to the book was published, Yin Yang Code: Shadow of Tenkaibo. The actor's net worth is estimated at $6 million. He earned this money not only by starring in movies, but also through his main brainchild, the Sho Kosugi Institute, as well as public appearances, television work, and sales of books, movies, and ninja paraphernalia, which is what his media and entertainment company does. The headquarters of the company, which earns around $5 million a year, is in Los Angeles County, where the legendary Hollywood Ninja currently resides. His home is located in Arcadia, California. The 3-story mansion with a blue tile roof is known to have 7 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms, but the interior is not available to the public. Previously, his son Kane, along with his ex Shook, owned a luxury home in Arcadia, about 2,100 square feet. Inside, there are many living rooms and bathrooms decorated in light colors. The room is well lit due to the numerous windows. According to public records, this home was sold in 2021 for $735,000. Sho Kosugi never gives up and considers himself very patient. He emphasizes that if he undertakes something, he is committed to finishing it. In the interview, he thanked his father for not choosing his career and occupation for him, but letting him do it himself, because he wanted his son to be happy. Although many ninja films starring Sho Kosugi are characterized by low budgets and cheap production, his name will forever remain in the history of martial arts cinema, as it became synonymous with the art of ninjutsu, which was very popular back in the day.
It's over now.
Do you like ninja movies?
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.